with anybody else. So I thought, let me just go ahead and set this up and do some cool art for you guys. So in the meantime, let me go set my camera up here and, and get my tape, and we're gonna make something really cool. Now, I always like to ask everybody what I should make, but for the most part, though, I'm just gonna pick something and make something tonight. So I'm gonna go ahead and just turn on the live chat so people can see that. Know that it's the live chat's on. See that real quick. Live chat is on. All right, so I'm gonna give you like a play-by-play of what happened the last couple days. Well, you know me. My name is Greg, and I am a masking tape sculpting artist. And so what I do, I sculpt art. I sculpt art in masking tape. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna just make sure this is all good here. And good. So right now I have my boy. He's holding my lunch for me. I'm gonna eat it in about 15 minutes. But yeah, so what happened was that yesterday I got really sick. I was really sick yesterday. And so what ended up happening was that I had to just kind of like not. I got a new job at the airport. So what a new job at the airport. What happened for me was Have you been listening to my stories before, my other ones? Have you been to my channel before? You know, like back in February, I started looking into a way to try and get another job because I was driving down DoorDash, and DoorDash started really messing up in terms of some of the things they were doing. And then what happened after that was like, I started driving Rudy, and so driving Rudy was one of those things where I was just kind of able to, to do that. And so in the meantime, I was thinking, okay, I definitely need to try something. So I tried for the electrical union, and I put my request in for that. And I tried for this job at the airport. So what happened was that we went to this place, and it was February. I was told to my friends, and he told me that there's jobs at the airport available, so I should go to one of these training centers and just kind of walk in and see what it is. Now, see, I've been without like a regular W-2 job for like since 2020. So what happens? I started working on and I even have more things. I have a Patreon, I said before, and also I have like my members only channel, and I also have different things like that. I do commissions on my Instagram, and I have a lot of things, a lot of views and things I'm constantly working on. So one thing about this is that, I'm just going to try and make something welcome to you guys here, and at the same time though, I should make a person. I'm going to take the opportunity. I'm going to make a person instead. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of fix this up and make it into a person because I need to make 2 human sculptures, and so I'm going to do that while we're talking. I only have about 15 minutes, so see how much I can get done in 15 minutes, right? So for the most part, though, I know that tonight's going to be a big debate thing going on, so I know many people want to watch that. I'm going to keep it too long, but I'm going to go ahead and just kind of make a sculpture and talk about my week. So what happened with my week was that how long it was going to be for. I thought, there's a test you got to take in the morning, and after that you take tests in the afternoon, and then pretty much it's going to be orientation. Most orientations only take about 1 or 2 hours, especially the next day. So you have Monday, they call me for Tuesday. There's not really much time to prepare, So I ride my bike, I get there, and when you get there, it's like you have to park my bike on the side of the road, park on the side of the road, and I have to kind of like pretty much do the stuff there to make sure that my bike is safe, and then get into the building and then go take the test. And after you take the test, you take the next test, and after you take that test, you have to go to get your badge, and your badge has to be like activated, which I didn't know about until later, but I had to go do that. And in the process of doing it, and then so I couldn't get into the door, and they say with the thing passport, if you sign up 3 times and you make a mistake, you get locked out. So that's kind of a little bit of stress there. So before all that, there's some things I can't tell you about because like family related and stuff, but there were certain things that were happening to my family members, and it was kind of like putting added stress upon me. So that was on Tuesday, right? So pretty much I was going to an unknown situation, which is like, pretty difficult, unknown situation. Then you go into another situation where you're going to a place that's unknown, especially at the airport. You know how crazy the airport gets. If you've ever been to the airport, usually you go to the airport for one reason. You're on a way to a flight and you're going somewhere, right? You're not going to the airport to hang out unless you work there, right? When you work there, you're not even going there to hang out. You're going there to work there. So when I'm there at the airport, it's like, there's by the TSA, because I had a little pocket, like a little pocket key card thing, right? It has like a little multi-tool, it's like a little flat multi-tool that fits in your wallet. And so that's pretty much, I've had that for like ever. And I've gone to so many different places with it. And it's not really a weapon, it's more like it's a tool it used to like open, to open things up like a screwdriver set, it's a little itty bitty thing, it's a card like this big. But they stopped me, took it out of my wallet and said, this is dangerous. And I was like, okay. So then I had to figure out a way to where I'm going to put this thing. So I had to go back to TSA, back to the metal detectors, back to the X-rays, and then go to back down to the street and find a way how to put on my bike. Now, if you saw my video before, you saw I had to go back and put it on my bike. So that's a lot of steps, right? So you go into a place that's very hot, very difficult, and as you're going there, you're kind of in a situation where you're like, okay, I'm still uncertain because I had to be 1:30, and as you're there, you're trying to figure out what I'm going to do. And so you gotta be there 1:30, and then you have to go through all these different places and all these different locations, and it's like pretty much like you're going through a cave of like of a place that you've never been to before. Because when you go into the airport, you go into the terminal, going through the TSA, and you go to your gate, and you just wait at your gate. But this location I'm working at, I can't tell you the name of it, but when the situation I'm working at, it's like it's kind of like a lounge. It's a lounge, and so the lounge is like you like dealing with helping people to relax for arriving flights and stuff like that, or actually more like departing flights. And they're departing, not for arriving. Once they're departing, so it's not really meant for them to stay here. It's meant for them to go. And it's kind of one of those things where, as they're going through it, it's like you get a chance to be like hospitality. My job is a janitor position, right? I chose to be a janitor position that way I can actually not have to I could just use my energy without using too much of my energy, because one of the things about like my energy is that I have to kind of make it home, and then I have to do my other stuff too as well. But for the most part though, when I'm there, got to be all there. So you're not allowed to be on your cell phone, not allowed to be on different things like that. You have to be like totally like just ready to work. They're impressed by how beautiful the place was, but I was also kind of like it reminded me of just every other job I've ever been to. When you go to the when you start off with your orientation procedure, you start off with explaining to you the heart of the company. And he did a really good job. The guy did a really good job explaining to me the heart of the company, what the company intends to do. And I really got the vibe. I understand it. Because pretty much all my life I've always worked customer service, I've always worked a customer service type job. Because, there's only two jobs you work. Either you work customer service or you work also customer service. And so that's how it is. You're actually doing something for somebody, or you're moving something for somebody. And that's kind of the only two jobs that are there. It's either you're cooking and cleaning, or you're moving, or you're shipping, or you're transporting stuff, and that's kind of the scenario there. So with everything that happens in life, we're kind of in a situation where it's like, you are faced with having to serve a person, because there's only jobs that, only people pay you to help other people. So anyway, so what happened was, like, I got sick right yesterday, because it was like, I think it was all the stress that had to be done with everything that happened. My sweet wife, she was sick a week or two ago. Last week, and so she wasn't able to be there. And I just dealt with all the stress of the stuff I had to go through. I had to go through TSA twice. I had to go to a place I've never been to before. I had to be there, and it was we didn't have lunch, right? We didn't have lunch for a long time, right? And when I was early for the test, I still got to put me on a test for the badge. So I was able to go through and get the badge information. So I was happy about that. And then there was another test after that, and I was like, oh my goodness. So then, all right. So then shortly after that, I was like, I'm kind of hungry. Let me give me something to eat. And I went to go, and something happened in my bank. So I was like, oh dag, right? So I was like, this is terrible. So I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna need to do. I gotta do something, because you just can't like I had to call my wife and talk to her and said what's up, and then maybe something happened, and our account was messed up. So we had to kind of fix that. So she went to the bank to go deal with that, and I had to pretty much be in the airport. Then my dad calls me, tells me something, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, man, So, and then my brother-in-law, he had to go through a situation. He had to go through some kind of surgery. So I'm like, okay. So I'm getting hit with all these nets, because I'm gonna go to or something. That sucker was 8 hours, almost 8 hours long, right? It was like 6 to 8 hours was that orientation, and I really was prepared for that. So when I got done, when it got to time to eat, we were like, it was already like, remember the orientation started at 1 o'clock. We got to eat at 6 o'clock. So it's like that's like 5 hours, no break, just sitting through orientation. And they gave us seltzer water to drink. So I was drinking the seltzer water, and seltzer water is just bubble water, right? Water bubbles in it. And so I was just like, oh my goodness, I need a break. I really need a break. If I don't break, I'm going to be broken. So we finally got a chance to eat, and it was like I went and just started eating the food real quick, right? Started eating like a food real quick, because we only had a half an hour to eat, which is like not good. You get like gas pockets in your stomach, eat too fast, you get really winded. And that doesn't work well. You end up like losing it, which ended up happening to me the next day. I was really, really under the weather. It was really, really messed up, because I had to rode my bike home, because I'm not too far from the airport. And when I got home, my wife and I watched this really cool movie. Can't spoil it for you, but I want to do a video or review on it for you. But for the most part, that was 10 minutes. How much time we got? We got another. It's almost like 10 minutes until the thing starts. But anyway, so what happens was, like, I was really sick yesterday. I was just sick for 14 hours. I was really sick for 14 hours. I could not sculpt. I could not mask and tape. It'd be opportunity to be home. I'm sick of bed making something, right? But I couldn't even do that. I couldn't even lift my hand. I was down for the count. Down for the count. And because I was down for the count, I couldn't call out for work today too. So that's 2 days in a row. After I go to I went through a lot of trouble just to get this job. I had to go to get my my passport. I had to go and go get my passport renewed. Not renewed. I had to get like redone. It was like like almost fresh for the first time, because it had expired for so long. I went through that, and then they had lost my application. They had to find my application again. And I was like, oh my goodness. So they had to redo it. So that was last week's phone call. And then this week on Monday, they called me to tell me on Tuesday coming in for Oreo. I think it was like just not being prepared. And one of the things that if you're gonna do something, you better be prepared. Because if you're not prepared, you're gonna face a lot of like, hardship and stuff like that. So let's see. Then when you make a person, you got to make sure the person's hand, this part of the hand reaches about to the hip. The hand itself has to reach as far down as the body part. So I'm gonna make a lady. And so pretty much my time is almost up. When I get to 15 minutes, I'm going to have to call it because I want you guys to go ahead and, I mean, I could just keep going and not care. But for the most part, though, I don't know. I don't want to, I guess I want to see the debates, too, and see how it's going to be. I want to hear it for myself and bias. Because, they're going to, like, spin it tomorrow in either direction, And it'd be kind of interesting to see this first time ever a situation like this. So, I don't know. So, me personally, I'm just happy to, again, be home. But tomorrow I gotta go and try it again, and tomorrow I gotta like endure for the whole day. So that's something there. And so what happened was like my wife really took care of me yesterday. She gave me some water and she gave me some toast at 2 o'clock in the morning because I couldn't eat anything. I couldn't even look at food. I couldn't touch food until like 2 o'clock in the morning. It was just like one of those things where you just can't even touch anything. You can't even eat anything. You can't even do anything. And really, you kind of like really all messed up, because it's like that whatever it was. So a friend of mine says thinks it was a virus. Another friend of mine say they think it was just something. I think it was a matter of stress because I was looking at this book. It's called The Contagion Myth. And in that book, by Dr. Cohen, he said there's a couple of Dr. Thomas Cohen. He talked about there's certain things that make people sick. There's poisoning. If you get poisoned, you'll get sick. If you have stress, you get sick. If you have fear, you can get sick. If you have bad water, bad food, you get sick, right? So I had a situation where I had like sweating out a lot, really sweaty. I was really kind of stressed out about the situation. I had many stress out situations come at me, and then pretty much I wasn't sure about the details. I wasn't even sure how I was gonna get paid with this job, And I found out about the details on that, and that was kind of interesting because conversations never came up the amount of paycheck money. We just kind of one of those things, and so. Just imagine, I've been working for myself for about the last like 4 years now, since 2020, when I stopped working at my hardware store job. Pretty much we hadn't gotten any money from another corporation other than working at DoorDash and working at Roadie, and that was because of the efforts I did, and I was kind of on my own for that. I was, just kind of on my own, doing my own thing. And so for the most part, though, when you're doing that, you're kind of in a situation where you kind of have set your own time, set your own hours, and that has made my life become quite flexible in terms of being certain places. That means that if I want to go someplace, I can just find a trip. I can actually go find a roadie trip that's going that direction, and I can actually do a roadie trip and get that done early, or get it done and then actually complete the task and continue on my trip and make money, and then make money on the way back. It's kind of like not coming back empty. Like when I used to drive Yellow Cab, and it was always one of the things: don't go over the bridge empty. If you're gonna cross the bridge, don't go over the bridge empty. Always have a person on board with you, so they pay for your bridge trip. Even though the bridges are like they're free in New York. Well, after they did knock down the congestion pricing thing, which I'm so happy about, let me tell you, I was happy about that because like going into Manhattan was something I did a lot when I drove roadie more. But now it's like I'm in a situation where I'm going to be working for a corporation, and I still have my art markets I'm going to try and keep working on, because that art market stuff keeps me making cool art things. And so I've started like making some more things with people. And one of the things is that, the more people you make, the more people you have to showcase that you can actually make people, as well as pets. So I can make pets and dogs and cats and stuff like that. But for the most part, though, it's one of those things where, as you're doing this, you start wondering, you start saying to yourself, you know what, this is cool, and you get to make more and more cooler things, So I'm really happy for this. I'm really happy for this ability. So you have like, making a person's face and stuff, like that and like that. Now I'm gonna have to give the person more details, so that's gonna be something there. Right now it's 15 minutes. What time is it? Okay, it's almost. Okay, right now it's that time. Does anybody in the chat know what time that this thing is going to start? Because somebody said it's going to be at 8 o'clock. Let me see. I could ask my wife, or I could check on my other phone. I think probably just check it on the computer. Right now, what I'm doing too, I'm actually uploading videos to my members only channel. So there's actually videos that you can actually see on my members channel. My members channel, it's like I'll put a link in the description. But for the most part, though, there are videos that I have that only members can see. See, because what happens is like we make art. And so the thing is like the only way to make sure that you can actually get pay for your art is sometimes to put your art on a member's channel, like like a Patreon or something. But anyway, so for the most part though, so what happened was like I was sick for the whole day yesterday, and I had to call out today because I'm still not feeling all that great. But I was able to. I said I'll come here and make a video, because usually on Thursdays I try to make videos. Mondays and Thursdays I try to do a video. I try to make a quick video so that way I can keep everybody up to date as to what's going on. But for the most part, though, it's like, it's one of those things, just kind of like, the more stuff I do, the more content I have to kind of show people what I'm doing. So this is going to be a person, and by the time you see it again, hopefully it'll be all filled out, and it'll be all ready for the person to have their sculpture. And so yeah, make them pretty big because I'm gonna have to add a lot more details to them. I'm gonna have a lot of design and details and all that stuff too. I might just have that on my members channel where you can see me actually work on it, the whole thing with the person and with the person who's the sculpt. But maybe not. I'm not sure. Maybe I won't do that like that. I don't know. I haven't thought it through completely yet. But for the most part, though, that's one of those things. So yeah. So this is kind of like a person there. I'm gonna go ahead and start filling this person out, and I'm gonna do that while I'm talking to you. So here it goes. So with everybody, you have like your body shape, your basic body shape. And so the thing is, like, I'm gonna have to like fill it out more because, you know, again, when we have a body, our hips don't come out from the bottom of our legs. Our hips come out from the side of our legs. It's really our legs come out from the side, you know. And so we're kind of like that, you know. So I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of add more details to it. So yeah, I'm gonna keep going. I'm just gonna keep going, you know. But I want to just keep going for a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of add more details to that and just kind of make sure you can start seeing the hip process be made here. This is something that I've just kind of found to be very interesting about this whole masking tape art, is that it's the more you go with it, the better it gets, you know. So all you have to do sometimes just keep going. The bottom line is the first hardest part you gotta survive is just tearing the tape off of the roll. That's the hardest part for most people. Once you get past that, you can do anything really. So when I have my class and I teach how to do this, I kind of go step by step with everything, how you can do that. You can see that on my Patreon. Also, you can see it on my members only channel. If you could go to members only channel, you'll see it there because that's all available on my members channel. Yes. So there's that, and then let's see what else we have. I have so now we're gonna space out the hips a little bit more. I'm gonna continue to space out the hips until we make the person on top. So remember, making the lady here, so I have to kind of make the lady parts more pronounced. So that's something there. And then I'm going to start looking at the picture because mostly we all have pretty much the same body structure. Like we have arms and legs and stuff, you know. And we have, like, you know, torso and we have shoulders. But then when you get more specific, you have to have more specifics to them. So, and again, you know, I'm not really watching this. I'm actually like kind of talking to you while I'm doing this. So it's kind of like my hands know what to do. But yeah, it's been one of those days, man. Let me just tell you, it's been one of those days. And I'm just like, you know, just kind of thinking about, like, you know, I'm glad that it wasn't like a sickness unto death for real. It was like at one point I brought up my wife and kids, brought them all in the room, and I was like, the kids, let me tell you how things go. You know, do the talking on the talking, you know, about to pass on kind of thing, you know, which is really not funny, but you know, but it's kind of one of those things that I didn't, but it was one of those things where, you know, I just kind of started talking to my kids about, you know, just the thing. And I was like, to you, I want to get. But anyway, so what the point I was trying to say is, like, you know, when you have it, like, it's one of those things where, as you're doing that, you start like thinking about all this stuff. Like, man, I can't do anything right now. I really can't. I'm just bedridden for the whole day. So that makes you think. You know, definitely just you go out, and you do your day. You know what I'm saying? You go and you have yourself a nice day. You don't just like go out there and just and just work all the time. You need to make sure you spend time with your family. Make sure you spend time just doing the things you love. Make sure you just kind of go out there, you know, and just make some cool art and stuff like that. And as you're doing this, you know, you just kind of like talking to people and letting people know that it's like it's a matter of just kind of communicating, you know, as you're talking. And it's just like, you know, because what happens, like, people just love the sound of it. You know, I'll just stop for talk for a second. You can just hear the sound of the tape. Listen to this. Isn't that crazy? So yeah, so that's pretty much the sound of the tape, and then yeah, just continue to make the person. So, you know, the person has, you know, it's a female, so it has to have the female parts, as you can see right there. So what happens is that you have that part, and the next part you have is the lower parts, which is, you know, but it's like, see, the thing is this, right? It's like, until when God made us awesome. God made men and women awesome, and the whole fact of the matter that our body is what it is tremendous. Like, our body can heal itself. Like, I mean, I didn't take any medicine yesterday, okay? None. I just got some rest, got some food, you know, took a couple hours, didn't take a Tylenol or anything like that, didn't take any medicines. Just went to, like, take a rest and drank some water and puked a little bit. Actually, a whole lot. And pretty much got rid of all the stuff that was causing me to be poisoned, that the body did not like. I think what it was the food. I really think it was the food. Because when I ate the food, I ate it in such a quick manner that I didn't get a chance to really take it in. And it was all about getting up and walking and being around and being on time and being where you got to be. And that's something, you know. So I'm gonna give this job a chance. I really am. I'm gonna just give it a chance and see how it goes, because, you know, it's an at will. Everything in New York City when you work is at will employment. That means you will it and they will it. Now, most times people always think about the fact that we can, you know, we are gonna be the ones that are gonna, like, you know, walk from a job or something, or the job's gonna fire us. But no, you can leave a job at any time. That's pretty much how it is. So the thing is, like, just me being sick for the first 2 days is just kind of like terrible, because, you know, when you think about it, I mean, like, that's right off the bat, man. You know what I'm saying? Right off the bat. And I didn't intend to be sick. I mean, don't start that. I mean, I just know that if I went to work, so you know what they're going to send me home. You know, I would have gone through all that trouble, and also I couldn't even walk. I couldn't even walk and do anything just to get there. So it would have been like a really bad situation. You know, didn't like this happen before when I had another job, and it's like, you know, I was talking about that. Whenever I have like a change of jobs or change of intensity, it's like I have like a power overload or something like that, or a switch up, where it's like I have to kind of like work out these details, you know. It's like for example, my body has to acclimate to this new position. That's why going from that one day they call me to next day you got to be in the office. It's like, okay, I really, and then you're there for the whole day, like you're regularly working a regular job, and you're just like, okay, I do need some time. It's like, it reminds me of that thing in Batman. Remember Batman, when Christian Bale, he kind of does that climb to the top of the mountain with the blue flower, right? And he brings it to the League of Shadows, yeah, or to the Society of Shadows, League of Shadows, the ninja group, right? He had to go all the way up there, and as soon as he gets in there, he's like, "Your training starts now." And he's like, I can barely stand up." He's like, "They said death doesn't wait for you to be ready," kind of thing. You know, so I'm like, "Oh my goodness, that's the kind of thing I was feeling. Death doesn't wait for you to be ready." He's like, start getting beat up, you know, definitely, you know, and it's like, and then he starts fighting and trying to fight his best, and he gets beat up by Liam Neeson. Yeah, oh goodness, I don't remember his name. Qui-Gon Jinn beat him up. Ra's al Ghul beat him up. Okay, so that's the situation. He went up there and he got beaten by Ra's al Ghul. So there you have it. That's the situation there. That's what the situation. So that's kind of what happened. I kind of was like, I wasn't ready, like mentally ready to face it yet. But I guess, you know, everybody, you know, that's life, right? That's life. That's what you ever do. So now I got a chance to be ready, so now I can go back with a ready mindset. All right. And then so what happened was like, that's the thing, you know. That's the thing. So now you have a situation where it's like, okay, I'm gonna have to just kind of figure out how to do this thing, from this thing, by this thing, and do it, make it work, because my family needs it, you know. And while I even though I'm monetized on YouTube, I have to wait like several months for the money to come through. So that's why it's like I really enjoy it when you guys give me super chats or thumbs up or anything like that to get more people to watch. I really enjoy that, because that helps me out tremendously, and it helps me to like do more art, because otherwise I got to go and work for the man, you know. So, but I got to give it a chance. Got to definitely give it a try. And so let me just keep working on this thing here, and then give you guys some of the details there. So yeah, so this is me. I'm just gonna add some more hips to the hips. All right. And I had a friend of mine asked me to do this. Yep. And so anyway, long story short, what happens is that you are able to do all this stuff. You know, you can do this and really fill the person up. But you know, with all the tape and stuff like that, if you just know how to handle the tape. But it's not really that difficult, but it's just a matter of you have to know what you're doing and just don't give up, you know. But for the most part though, I'm gonna see if I can get to the end of this. I'll make like hands and feet before I stop the video, because I'll let you guys see the process, right? The process of making. And it's really a beautiful process. It really is. Like, you know, you're making a person with a T shape. Remember that I was doing the last time I did the video where I was showing you guys how I did the I made the Predator lady. I made the Predator lady, and it was like I was doing it while I was waiting for a DoorDash. That's a 2-hour thing. And right now I'm at 24 minutes, and I have this one here pretty much almost done. This is Iron Council preview call. So there's this one here. So this. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and just add more details. So yeah, so here it goes. This is the this is the this, and this is this, and this is this. So yeah, it's a matter of like, you know, when you have your YouTube videos, just definitely just kind of, you can do anything. You can make anything with your YouTube videos. Just go ahead and do that. You can make any kind of video, any kind of channel you can do. Just you go do that, and you keep at it, right? Don't give up. Once a week, do a video. You know, do some shorts, do some short videos. I just learned this thing about Facebook the other day. I just learned that you can actually do a Facebook something. So that's something there. I'm like, okay, well, you know, that's new. Never did that before. So let's see how that one works out. So I mean, like, I've had Facebook channels. I have many Facebook pages. I have many. I have like the Flat Earth ones, and I have a couple of ones from the Valentine animations, and I have another one for like One Life Must Art. So you can find more of my art stuff there as well. You can also find my stuff on Instagram. Instagram has my things as well. Anyway, long story short, what happens is that when you do make your art, when you do have your art, you can actually you know, you can actually monetize it and get money from there. So a friend of mine posted that they actually made like what, $5,000, right, from their posts, and I was like, what, you know, kind of a thing, because you know, $5,000 would definitely get me in a better situation, let me tell you. So so yeah, that's something there that would help us out a lot. So yeah, for the most part though, yeah, I'm going to keep working on this guy here, on this lady here actually, and yeah, so I want to ask somebody if what time, you guys know in the chat what time does the thing start? Because like I just kind of wanted to like really make this here. You know, I'm just not gonna worry about that anymore. How's that? You guys are watching me. Let's keep going, right? Let's keep going. So for the most part though, I said I'm gonna do the hands to it. So let's go ahead and add more details to it. So this is here by far. I don't know the number of sculptures I've ever made, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, like how many basketball shots does a person make in their life? They count, right? They don't count. They just keep going with it. So what ends up happening is that as they're going with it, they just continue to get better and better at it. You know. So that's what you do. You don't stress out. You don't count it. You just take your shot and miss your shots. You know, and all you do is keep working. You know, don't give up. So anyway, so here's what I got. That's what I got. So I'm here with this. Gonna go ahead and just add more details to this person. Right? Remember, we had to have the face details. You had to have the meat to the neck, to the head. And how you do that, you just... I can't really split all the details to it, but definitely, if you guys are watching, probably speed it up or slow it down. I don't know. Maybe we'll see it through. But what I might do, I might just make this a members-only channel. Who knows? This video here, if you see it live for free, but then later you want to watch it, you have to watch it as a members channel. But for the most part, this is how it is. I uploaded a bunch of videos today. So yeah, here it goes. That I make the head a little bit stronger. I make the head more concave. Also gotta set that. And so now you have a stronger. The head is stronger. You see that? Oh yes. Okay. So you see that. Next one is I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of keep working on this. This is scenario there. I might just listen to the radio and see what the radio talk about it. I wonder if that's what I should do. Just kind of like listen to the radio about it. But all right. So here's there. One. This add more detail. All right, let's go. Let's add more of those hips and those curves that people love. Oh, the lady lumps. Let's put that like that. So see, that's the thing there, you know. So it's like when we started doing this, it was like just for the sake of it. I remember the first commission I ever had, was from a friend of mine, and it was like they wanted me to make their cat, you know. And so that was like the first commission I made, and I used marble eyes, you know. I've gone away from marble eyes since then because you know marble eyes are big and marble. Oh, my light went out. Okay, how long did that last? Like, what, 29 minutes? It lasted 29 minutes before my light went out. I wonder if there are any more lights on this. Oh, it has lights. What the monkey? Let's see. My light went out. See how much juice I got left. See, this is my other light. I got this one. Hello, everyone. Okay, so I have to okay, so the lights, the green lights are on. I'm gonna plug that sucker in, right? Maybe it just timed out. I don't know, because I mean it still has full power. I don't even know. Just put the light back on. How's that? Let's go. See, my lights are back. All right, let me change it back to the same light pattern I had before. It was actually the yellow light, so I'm gonna switch to the yellow light. Boot up. Okay, so here's a yellow light. All right, see how long that lasts. It went out again. Okay, so so all right, so I'm gonna have to just kind of like take down this light over here so that way you guys can see. All right, took that one. So here, this one. This is my my kitchen light. So here goes this one. So yeah. So for the most part, that's not as bright as my other one. My fill light was so much better. I might have to kind of just take this and crane it at me. So you have the fill light, so it's a little better. Yes, I might have to just do that. Oh, it's all, the plugs are all hot. Wow. All right, see. Oh, oh my goodness. Put it this way. All right, so you'll be like that, like that. All right, that might be good. How's that? I'm gonna kind of up my face this way a little bit. Ah, well, that's something. Okay, so anyway, so let's try it this way. This way. Ow. Sunlight on my head. Okay, so that might be good. Let's try that angle. Okay, let's see how long that light lasts. Okay, so this is this one. All right, so let's continue on with the project, shall we? Yes, folks. So this is what happened, right? So yeah, so I was just saying, like, pretty much you have that thing where we started making a pet, and it was like the first one was a cat, and after that I made so many different types of cats. So many different types of cats. Is it on now, or is it gonna be on at like 9 o'clock? Cause I don't know. Let me check my computer real quick. Let me see what's up. I should ask Aim. Ask Aim what's up. Let me ask him real quick. I said, Aim, Amy, do you know what time the debate thing is tonight? Yeah, I thought so too, but it's like it's apparently maybe it starts at 9. Oh, just tell me the time when it's supposed to start. Find out when the two people, the heads of the snake, starts fighting each other, so I can know. All right. Man, good turn on the radio. To find the radio. But anyway, so yeah, so it goes. You're not here to watch me. You're here to watch me sculpt. So let me go ahead and do that and talk to you at the same time. Okay, thanks, baby. Okay, so just ask my baby to tell me the details on that. This light's too bright, it's too diffused. I'm gonna have to flip it around. Let me try it this way. It's too bright. It's taking all my soul. It is taking my soul light away. I might. Okay, that's good. Okay, that's good. Okay, this is a good light. So, so this is like my castle light. That was kind of like the one from before. No, I don't understand why it's like there's many more lights in that one. That's like a lot more LED lights. So let's see what happens. Hey, right, so there it goes. This is here. This is here. This is here. Right. So then let's go ahead and add the details. So you have the hands, right? You have the hands, and the hands have to be able to stretch all the way down, right? So you have that, and you have to have where your hands, reach. Right, the hands reach. Hey, baby. Okay, so you find anything? Nope, I guess not. Okay, not yet. So okay, so cool. Okay, cool. So now you have this. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and add more details. That's all I kind of do. You just kind of add more details. So to add more details, you just add more tape. And it's a matter of just how you spin it. Wow, this nice cross breeze, huh? Okay, so here it goes. Man, I tell you, one day I'm gonna have a gallery, and you guys are gonna see me doing this like a live. It's gonna be like, you probably showed this video of me doing a live video of me sculpting these things. I'm looking forward to that. There's a museum we went to on Monday. Was it 9 p.m.? Okay. Oh, 9 o'clock at Eastern Time. Okay, so I got time, people. All right, let's cook. All right, let's really cook now. So, all right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna see if I can just kind of keep working on this one. 9 p.m. All right, so they're gonna start 9 p.m. So that okay, so you guys have something to watch until that time. Let's go ahead and do this, shall we? Yes, we shall. Okay, for the most part though, I have been once again, I thank God for this day. I thank God for you guys watching me. I really appreciate it because you guys could be doing anything else, but I really appreciate y'all watching me right now. So let's talk about some stuff, shall we? All right, so so my question is, what did I get sick from? I think it could have been some people. My friend of mine said it was a virus. I don't think so because I was thinking maybe it was cholera, but no, it can't be cholera because I saw this movie once and it was like it was terrible. Anyway, so that was something there, and it wasn't. It was just pain in the stomach. But I don't know. So, but the fact that I'm up and able-bodied today, I'm not like running and skipping and jumping, but for the most part though, I am here making this sculpture, and I'm gonna make it, and I'm gonna go as far as I can because the next stage of the sculpture is gonna be have to paint it, right? And so to paint it, I have to like make sure that it's as smooth as possible. Because one thing, you make a tape creature or a tape person, you have to make sure that their muscles are all in the right spots, you know? Because you just can't have it where I'm just gonna hold the tape and do this. So I'm trying to put my hand down, do this or that. Now imagine you doing this. This is one of those things about you like holding a piece of paper. The masking tape is not heavy. It's not heavy at all. But what happens is that it's one of those things where it's like the longer you hold it, the more weight it is on your back. Because you kind of like, I mean, if you hold anything, hold a paper plate, you know, outside for a long time. What happens is that, you know, eventually you get like, you know, it starts to hurt. You know? It's just lactic acid buildup, I think. But my thought was like, I think what it was is just like something where I just ate. That I just ate something that I shouldn't have just spent more time eating, and definitely so much water yesterday. But you know, this meat is talking. But so yeah, so you wonder when I'm gonna do Roti again? I might do Roti when I got another opportunity to do Roti, like maybe on a Saturday or something, or maybe a Sunday, and or DoorDash. I don't have my DoorDash app anymore. I just deleted it. my the Dasher Direct account, you know, and they actually said to me, I've actually had 100 days where I did not DoorDash, you know, and that's actually the first time in a million where, like, a long time where, after all these 3 years, like, I started driving back in 2021, right? 2021 is when I started driving DoorDash, and what ended up happening was, like, it was one of those things where it's like, you know, I started December 23rd, 2021, and I've been driving since then, so this is the 3 years in, right, and or 2 years and something. But what ends up happening is that as you're going through this, right, you're like, okay, I know I'm putting a tremendous amount of wear and tear on my car, you know, and that's something there you don't want to. You know, at the end of the day, your car is like everything. I mean, my dad always says a poor man needs to have a reliable car, you know. If you're gonna have a car, you better have a good car that works, you know. So that's something there. So when I was like just in the process of like just, you know, getting in the car that we have, which is like a Dodge Caravan, that car is like it's like a tank. You know, I mean, if you have a car that's supposed to survive the apocalypse, I mean, for real, that's the car. You know, I mean, it's a 2000 Dodge Caravan. It's a type of vehicle that's, you know, it's pretty intense, and being able to fix it yourself, you just gotta find the parts, you know. There's certain parts you can't find anymore, you know. You just can't find anymore. So because of that, you have to kind of like source parts someplace else. I give them some hands, okay? Watch me do the hands thing, okay? So, now for the hands. See, this is the part where it's the most difficult. If you can figure out how to do hands on anything, you are an artist. And if you can impress other artists, you are an artist amongst artists. Like one of the, you know, so that's one of the things you kind of aim for, because most artists aren't impressed by anything, you know. So like, I mean, you go to a place and you're just like, okay, that's cool. You know, I can make this at home on the computer, you know, kind of thing. But if you go to a place that's really impressive, you're like, oh my word, how do you make that? That's when you know an artist is really impressed by the work you did, because they're asking you how you did that. Because, you know, most times you can figure it out on your own. Like, I mean, you sit there and it's like, you know, I mean, I go into a job. You pretty much know when you go to a job what's going to be there. You know, you understand that a job is going to be someplace you're going to be for like a number of hours. I mean, I worked at my job at a hardware store. I know exactly what it's like. I remember how it is. You know, I remember the details of that. I remember how it's like when you first start, when you walk in, and it's like the novelty, and everybody's like, "Oh, you'll do fine," kind of thing. And in about 2 weeks, you start learning everybody's traits and their mannerisms. Eventually, you learn the whole story, and you remember there's always a person that you can never become friends with, no matter how hard you try. And there's always a person that, like, you know, that kind of likes you, you know, and then you care about them, but then you realize that person's a bad person. Eventually, you have bosses that you can never really be friends with, because the bosses are duplicitous. And so if you ever become friends with a boss, you kind of lose opportunity to become friends with other people. So, like, you know, working the jobs, all the different jobs I had, it's like, I was always like under the mindset when I worked there that you have to be a good testimony for Jesus, you know? So always be a good testimony for Jesus whenever you work at a job, you know? I mean, that was always my aim. Always go out there and make an aim, and then you do that. So here, because I got hands, just kind of boom, right there, right? Boom. You didn't even see that, right? I just was talking so quick, but anyway, so so what happens is, like, right, you have the thing where, as you're doing this thing, you're kind of like this thing where you are meeting people who have all kind of issues, and because you have all kind of issues in your life. So when you go to work at this job, right, this new job with these people, they're kind of like, you know, they're trying to see how you're going to help them, or how you're going to be a pain to them. And you don't want to be like, I mean, it's a matter of just learning who you are and what it is. Because, like, I mean, I got my kids going to go into the workforce soon, and they're pretty much, they have to deal with all the rigmarole and all the mind dramas of the world, you know, because in all honesty, the world is full of a lot of things, you know, and people are very, I mean, some are really good, but, you know, apart from knowing the Lord, I mean, honestly, it's like, you know, we need all things in our closet. We do. Everybody does. We have stories. People have stories in their life that you can't, if they tell anybody, they go to jail, kind of stories, right? People have stories in their life that just, like, they're so not proud of and so ashamed about, you know? So when you have, like, you go to a new job, you're meeting people for the first time, like a clean slate, and they don't know who you are. So you can spin whatever story you like, and they don't have to believe it because they have no other frame of reference to go by, you know? So, but the thing is, like, over time, it all comes out, you know? Over time, it all comes out. So here goes a hand. You're going to bend the elbow, just kind of like that. Like, oh, elbow bent. Oh, like that. Gonna fix the arm muscle right there. Like that. Cool. And so when you're putting the arms out, the arms reach down to about there. Yes. You have to do it again. Now, watch carefully. Oh, I got one arm. Okay, actually, watch carefully. I'm going to see if I can do this. And let me see. It says, "You live here, John Madden." Yes, I live right here, and on the screen. On the screen is where I live, people. So, yes. So, anyway, so what happens is this, right? So it's the part you just got to kind of work through, make sure you get it right. The part here with the arms. Make sure the arms are the same length. Okay, so here goes that one. So yeah. So when it happens is, like, you know, yes, I live here in the United States, and if you live in New York, I live here in New York. You live in Queens, I live here in Queens. You don't live in his house because I live in his house. So for most part though, here's the situation. I have just kind of making this here work. You have this one, right? So you have that, and then you have. See, watch carefully. The magic of David Copperfield. You know, I totally love the magic of David Copperfield. As a matter of fact, when I went to Vegas, I was so sad that he was not there because we went to Vegas. I went to Vegas in 2016. Right? I just got into this thing with insurance, and when I was there, one of the things we had to go to one of those dreaded insurance meetings, right? Those conferences, right? That I don't know who likes conferences, but I used to like conferences, man. I'm just old now. I don't know. I'm an old dude. I used to like conferences, going to them, but now I'm at the point where I'm just tired of the conferences and things. Like, okay, let's go, rah, 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 yeah, good job. I'm just tired of all that, right? Because what happens is, like, I just want to get the job done, go home, go work on my other stuff, okay? Because I got stuff to do. I got other things. I got people who want to see me make sculptures on YouTube, so I got to have that. I also got people who want to see me, like, make commissions for them. So that's something there. So, I mean, I'm indebted to my customers. I'm indebted to people who watch me. My guests, the people who come to watch my show, I am indebted to you. And so for that, I am very grateful. So, yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I will serve you. I'm here to serve you. So that's why it's like, and you are my people. You guys come to see me and see me make people out of masking tape art. So yes, so I'm here to I'm glad for that. So also you get to see my quirkiness and see the things I do, and not to mention some of the big things that we're going to do. We have more big things on the way. Oh, we have events coming up. Oh, we do, but we have to make it work with the work, because now you have a new job. You have to kind of work your work around the work that you're trying to work. So that's kind of the thing there. So anyway, so back to thing when I was working on my different jobs. I remember my first job when I started learning that people don't really care about you at your job was when I first started working my very, very, very first job. It wasn't Boston Market, but it was like the one after Boston Market. It's the one I think I worked for. What do you call it? Temp agency. Yes, I worked for a temp agency, and the temp agency jobs were crazy. There was one temp agency job that I really loved. I worked for Allstate, and I'll say proudly, I enjoyed working for Allstate. I did, because it was through Allstate I was able to use my degree, and I was able to do a lot of stuff with it. But where I learned it was when I started working at this temp agency. It was right after the attack here in the city. It was like I learned that everybody was so stressed from that time. I mean, that was a very intense time. And you're trying to find a job so you can pay your bills, you know. I didn't even have that many bills. We had no kids yet, you know. My wife and I just got married, you know, in 2002. We just had no kids yet. And then so we were just like, you know, trying to make things work. And both of us were working. And then my wife got pregnant, because, you know, what happens is, like, you know, when you get married, babies come. So that's what happens. And we got pregnant. It was like, you know, shortly after that, we decided that we're going to stay home and do the homeschooling and, you know, raise our children and put our kids through daycare or anything like that. So we'd be the sole teachers of our children. Is it me, or is it super dark? Maybe it's me. I don't know. Look, it got super dark there for a second. Anyway, so what happened? So I got two hands. You didn't see that how I made the second hand? Oh my word! I just did it too quick, right? Okay, well I have a video for that, how to do it. Yep. Maybe if you speed it up or reverse, you might be able to see it. But yeah, so that's what happens. I make that. So then what happened was I just learned that at the end of the day, you're just the thing. And you know, you always love the people. And every job is always the same. You love the people. You don't like the management, because the management has to do the hard stuff that nobody wants. We have to get rid of people, and you have to pretty much get rid of them. So that's what happens. Now I'm gonna make some feet. Nope, I'm gonna add some more muscle to the arms, and then from there we're gonna have. Let's see, how is it? 44 minutes. What time is it? Okay, it's wow. Okay, cool. We're still pacing some really good time. So I'm gonna give the arm muscles, right? Arm muscles, and then we're gonna go ahead and this is gonna be cool. So that means I'll have one sculpture almost done, ready for the next stage, which is the painting stage. The seal on the painting stage. Also, I use a heat gun for my sculptures. I might mention this too, but for the most part, though, all this stuff that I make, they all have like the internal structure they have is just masking tape. You saw me make this from scratch, so I'm making this from scratch. I had nothing before. Now I'm just kind of taking the opportunity to make this and make this person, which is actually a real person that I'm actually sculpting from memory at this point. But I'm going to go ahead and just mix it up and make it better when I get down to the actual sampling of the details. Like, for example, this person was painted, and so what happened was I have to go back and get all the paint on them in the appropriate positions, which means I have to sit there and have to map it out, and that's something that requires some time and some focus that I just don't. I have to kind of like do. Yeah, the lights are going. That light is going. Yeah, see there it goes. Maybe that's better. Okay. Oh, that's better. Okay, so what happens is that, you know, you have this situation there. where it's like you just continue to work and stuff. Please give me a thumbs up and like. If you like what I'm doing, please, there's no charge to you. Just give me a thumbs up. That helps me with the algorithm, helps me with people coming to see my channel. Not to mention it helps us with future monetization and things like that as well. Because every time we put something on YouTube, we have a chance to see I have that here. So just like that, see the person starting to fill up. So I'm just gonna have to fill up the see from your elbow to your wrists. There's the meat too, and you have to make sure because from your elbow to your wrist, right? From your elbow to your wrist, the same distance from your from there. So your elbow to your wrist, the same distance from your elbow to your shoulder. So yeah, so you have to make sure that when you make a person, you keep that in mind. Otherwise, the person's gonna be all floppy and weird looking. But then again, there's people who like that in real life, and so you have to accept them as well because that's how their body was made, you know. So we got there. All right, so we have this. A little secret when I do this. This is like I use the basic principle of bones and how bones fit together. If you understand how I just did anything, or with this, you understand pretty much how I make my art. That way, it's like they all bend like a human person, like a regular person. They all have the same basic structure and design. So when you move the person, they move like a real person does. Okay, so that's not like it's not like it's just hodgepodge of muscles and all. It's actually specific muscles in the body, and I kind of know that intrinsically. One day I'm just gonna go through and give you guys a course, but one of my classes I actually have a thing where I go through line by line all different muscles that we make and how it all works out. And so with that, it's like that's something there that keeps on working and keeps on getting better. So yeah, so this is remember it's just a matter of just get it and get it going. And then the thing is like too, you see if you want to be able to have the muscles and arms move, you have to be able to know where the parts that don't move on the body, right? For example, like you can't move this part of your arm. This part of your arm is your muscle part, and this part too also the muscle part. And you got your fingers and stuff too. Certain things don't move certain ways. Like you can't move your fingers like you can move your fingers this way, but you can't move it. If I could move it, I would show you how I could move it, but I can't. So you have different parts in you that don't move. Like your face doesn't move like sideways, because if it did, that'd be kind of crazy, and you'd be like, oh, some kind of weird creature, like Venom, kind of thing. Anyway, so Venom. Don't know what hit him. So I have that. So there's a situation there. You have where you're just trying to make sense of everything. So, all right, so I did the hands. All right, I'm gonna make some feet real quick. All right, just see if I can get the arms and the body to look exactly the shape in which I want it, because this is so cool. This is so cool right here, as you can see. And as so, okay, this one here is gonna go like that. Seal that up. Finish up the. Because what happens next, I have to actually map out the art piece that was on their body. Because if you don't do it, I can actually sit there with a pen and do this. But I found a better way to do this. That's actually way better. And what I'm gonna do is after I get done with this one, I'm just gonna go ahead and like make the feet, and then I'm gonna call it quits because it's almost time for the what's it? It's half an hour, almost half an hour to the thing. So, all right, so I don't want to compete with the news channels. What I do want to do, I want to just make sure that this. Okay, so here goes this. This is pretty cool. All right, so now let's go ahead and just work on the lower parts, right? Go from the legs down. Same thing with the legs. Your knees are about here, right? Your knees are about here. Knees are about here, right? And your knees are about the same as your hips up top. So you have to add more of the that caboose, and also with the foot. So let's add the foot first. The feet. Come on, I know you guys are like, he said the foot when he's supposed to say the feet. All right, so let me see if I can just spin this around. So you get this like. Oh man, my lights are going. All right, I'm gonna turn this one off. Just forget it. All right, forget the light right there. So okay, so here's this one. Let's make the feet, shall we? This is the feet. That's how we make feet. We go like this. 1, 2. Feet. Now the question is, should I make toes? Because sometimes you make toes, people want toes. So, but then sometimes you make the toes and people don't want toes. But all right, so here's the toes, here's the feet. All right, you have that, and then boom. So you have this is their one foot, this is another foot. All right, boom. Now we're gonna add more details to the foot, because this is what happens. Masking tape, right? The way it works, it's kind of like I said before in the very beginning when I started doing it, it's kind of like a wire. The more tape you add to it, the stronger it becomes. So if you add like one piece, it's not strong, but it's still strong. Stronger than no piece, let me put it that way. But when you add more stuff to it, you actually have more details you can add to it, and this is how it is. So you have that. make sure the feet are the same length, because you don't want to have one foot longer than the other. Like this one here, the one foot is longer than the other. So let's go ahead and make the feet a little less, or a little longer, so it doesn't, like, you know, or a little more at the bottom. So let's do that. Remember, to add, just add tape. The science of it all is just like being able to do this. The science of it all is just being able to understand where you want to go to next, and that's the thing. You don't just make something and you just be like, okay. It's a matter of you make it and you know where you want to go. You know what you're gonna do next when you finish. You know. Send the photo. Okay. So you have this one, this one, this one, this one, this here. All right. So you have the feet and you have the heel. All right. Okay. Now we're gonna give it some more hips because we've got the feet done. Let's go add some more hips. Let's add some crazy curves to this thing, shall we? Show you how to make some curves. Okay, pay attention, y'all. That's how you make curves. First, you take a piece of tape like this, right? And you rip it in half, almost equal position. You ball it up in one hand, and you ball it up in the other hand, and you go boom, like that, right there. And you go on the other side, and you go boom, right? And you have that there, right there. So now you have that. So now you have two little lumps on the behind. Okay, and then so it happens. I'm getting all these alerts on my things. So, okay, so here's this one. Now what you do, because there's certain levels of the caboose. So you go like this, one, and you go like this, and you go two, and now you have bigger hips right there. Hips have now increased in mass. Okay, next one. It seems so dark. I don't understand it. I don't understand why it seems so dark. It's just like, I'm not really sure. Okay, so here it goes here. All right, and you do the same thing too, but you add just a little bit more for a little lower. So just, again, you take a piece of tape and you tear it like this, and you rip it in half like this, and you put it right there, and then you put another piece right there, and that's it right there. You guys aren't seeing this? Okay, let me show you like that. See, like this, and then you take a piece of tape like this again, and you cover it like so, like this, and you cover it like this. See, there's like little techniques to this. Just I want you to know that, just techniques, and it just makes it so nice and so smooth, and it just wraps just perfectly. And you're like, man, you're saying, man, God made us amazing. How did He make us? Because this comes out great, and you're just like, I cannot believe how, like, wow, this is, you know. So for the most part, though, this is something there. Yeah. Okay. So you have the hands, you have the feet, have the back side. Now I have to start adding all the paints and the colors to this art piece here. So again, I have to start looking at some more specific details of the actual person who is actually being sculpted, and that to actually transfer or actually make this become that person, that image, onto this image here. Not to mention, you gotta fix the face of them too, because I mean, like, nobody has a jaw like that. You see what I'm saying? Like, you're drawing like that. Your jaw kind of like ends. Let me just make it a little bit better. Your jaw ends like this. Let me just wrap it up so like this, so that your mouth looks a little bit better like that. That's how it is, because your mouth only opens a little bit. See, like this. That's how it opens a little bit. It doesn't open up all the way, like, you know, Venom, like your mouth doesn't do that. Your mouth is more like, you know. That's kind of how my mouth goes. That's how we can a little bit, but that's for the most part. That's not as much as it really can open. But yes, but yeah, it can open more. We're gonna have it like that. Okay, so here we go. Not to mention, I gotta make hair for these people too, because, you know, nobody, you know, they have to have teeth and hair and all that stuff. Yeah, you wonder how much these go for? You'd like to know. You want to know? Write me a message and I'll ask you. I'll let you know on my Facebook or my Instagram, and I'll tell you how much it costs for a person like this, because you see how long it takes to make a person? It takes a long time. Then imagine making a bunch of people. Yes, it's a lot of work. A lot of work. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, definitely, if you like what we do, please just thumbs up. No cost to you, but it goes a long way for us. One small thumbs up goes a long way for us people here on the other side. It really does. It helps people come to my channel. Helps more people to see the art that we do. Helps people to know that they too can own a piece of once in a lifetime, one-for-one masking tape art that I make myself with my own hands, and you can have one too, baby. Okay, so there's that. I'm gonna give you you need some more muscle on the side of your leg right here, because, you know, nobody has, like, their legs are, this is kind of really bony legs, so I'm going to add some more meat right here, okay? Just because you should. Okay, so we go this way. Let's how you do it. Right here. There, right there. Boom. And on the other side, boom. It's all a matter of being equal. Okay, equal. Then add another piece to it. 56 minutes. Right there, right there, right there, there, and then right there, right there, right there, right there, right there, right there. Add more meat. Okay, so you have that. All right, next you have more meat. All right, so you have people have muscles behind their leg, like right here, the meat behind the leg, right there has a muscle. So we're gonna put a piece of muscle right there. Show you how to do that. Actually, I'm not gonna show you how to do that. You see because you know you have to keep some secrets, right? You can't tell everybody everything. But if you don't tell everybody everything, they're gonna be like, "Oh, why did you tell me something?" Show you. Okay, so that's what I did. Put a little piece there, and like that. You wrap it like this, and then there you have it. There you have it. And you have a little muscle, leg muscle. See that? Boom! All of a sudden, nothing. From that to that. And there you have it. See that? That was like, wow, right? All right, so this is gonna be really cool because, like, you know, when I was making the other, making the leopardess, that was fun to do. People actually sitting there watching me do it, and I just totally enjoyed it. I enjoyed just making it, and then I gave it to one of my friends. Paid for it for me for me to give it to them. So I did. I actually made it, and then after that same one I was making live, the same one that's now in the possession of a friend of mine who paid money for it, and so yes, you too can send me information, and I can make you too in masking tape art. So let's see what we have left. We have left more muscles to make on the side of the legs. All right, so this right here. And again, just if you want to make the muscles, you just gotta add a little piece of tape. But the bottom line is that this, right? No sticky parts are supposed to be outside. All your tape is supposed to be when you touch it. There's no parts that are sticky. See, it's not sticking to my hand at all, right? Well, maybe just right there. Which I gotta put today. Okay, I gotta fix that right quick. But what happens is that you gotta make sure there's no sticky parts because if you drop this on the floor, it's gonna get covered in whatever's on your floor. So if you happen to have, like, you know, lizards and stuff all over the kitchen, then you're gonna have lizards on your masking tape art. Not to mention, I gotta make another one, by the way. My bear dragon that we have to make another one using the masking tape because we sold one at when we were at the night market. See that? See the fingers? See the fingers? I'm so cool. All hands. Do you not see this? Did you see how cool this is? This is really cool, right? I enjoy making this stuff. I want you to know that, right? You're sitting there thinking like, okay, you know, he must be really... No, I am not. As a matter of fact, I can make this anywhere at any time. So it's one of the things where it's like, I am so happy for this ability. It's just like, I think there's a story in the Bible about like Ezekiel, and he had a thing where God was directing him to make like a theater, like a puppet theater or something like that, you know. And it was like, I think it was my grandfather gave me the name of puppet, you know. I don't know, because I guess maybe I was always like a Muppet or something like that, right? But it was like, for the most part though, I don't ever make puppets, honestly. My puppets are like these. I'm just be like, hello everybody, this is me, Heart, everything, and that's how I kind of do it. I don't really make the whole talking mouth thing. I don't know. I always figured that the whole talking mouth thing is just one thing too close, you know. But I mean, I do admire the Jim Hensons and the puppet makers of the world, you know. Even though I learned that Jim Henson did not want to be a puppet man for children. He wanted to be a puppet man for adults. So I don't know. See how that goes. So what happened was that his one of his people, like, God's gonna be like, "What did you teach your children?" I'm like, "Well, I gave them to the government." And the government like, "Ha! I made them into me." The government says, or my private school said, "I made them into me." The private school say, and that's kind of the situation and the scenario there. So for the most part, though, yes, we're responsible for teaching, and then we hope that it'll teach us to do good, so we can actually buy the stuff we want to get when people work jobs. For the most part, though, it's kind of the struggle there. That's the struggle that most people face, you know. So they're faced with the struggle of having to make stuff and pay for stuff when, in fact, you know, your ultimate responsibility as a parent is to raise your own children. Raise them right. Raise them right. So, my friends, all right. So I'm almost at the part now where I'm about to make the person, just finish the person and their parts there and all that, and just make them complete. Then I'm gonna have to go to the specific details and have to do that. I might just switch to the members channel for that. But for the most part, there we're coming to 15 minutes till the end of the. Oh wow! Thank you so much for all the people who are still watching. I appreciate that. That's so cool. And so thank you so much for that. And I just want to say that you know, just it's really cool that you guys have been hanging out there for so long watching me make this stuff. So I really appreciate you guys. This is right there. It's a lady. All right, so now let's add the details on that, how to do this, and just pretty much, you know, it's like I'm going to be part of an event. I hope to be there. I hope that my work schedule does not coincide or just dissuade from these things. I might actually have to put it in the writing and just let them know. These are the things I just can't do, you know? Seek for attendance, just write it down, because that's something I have to do. But tomorrow we'll see how it goes, right? I'll let you guys know how it goes in time. Because for the most part, though, it's like, you know, when you're faced with a new situation, the first thing they want to hear is like, oh, by the way, I'm taking a vacation for 3 weeks, you know? They're like, well, we're not going to pay you for that. It's like, well, I understand. I fully understand. I just started working, but I already put it there because I didn't know when you guys were going to call me back, you know? So that's the thing. So I'm going to go unpaid. I'll be happy, but I'm going on vacation with my family. Because, you know, we only go on vacation like once a year. And we've been going to Camp Constitution for a number of years. That's been really cool. But this year we decided not to go. We said, you know what, let's go somewhere else. And because it's like, you know, there's a whole lot of things. But for the most part, though, we're just kind of, just I don't know, country can be quite upsetting sometimes about certain things. And so I don't want to make it political. I had it political for a little bit, but I said, you know, let me just chill with that. Let me just chill with all of that and make this into an art channel. You know, because I'm not sure what people like more. Do they like me doing art? I mean, because people just like that, I guess, when I see that. But they don't like it when I'm just like, when I'm just, you know, talking politics, because politics is so moody. But art is so nice. It's such a nice thing, you know. Alright, so there's that. See, so there's that. There's a whole person. Just a whole person almost made. Okay, there's a little bit more muscle I gotta make just to make it more person. I guess the muscle here. Some muscles right here. It could curve a little bit better instead of being a little more bony, because, like, you know, again. So I mean, also I feel like right here it's super thin. I'm gonna add some more meat right there, so that it's not just a you know, really thin torso. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. Let's real quick add some more meat right here and right here. Then we had to put that, you know, in the back you have that little that half, you have like a on your back has this thing where it goes straight down, like it's almost like a canyon. It's really cool. And it stops right before it hits your butt, and it continues on your butt crack. That's your the whole canyon thing, you know. But for the most part, that's something there. So I'm gonna see how that goes. I really hope that tomorrow will be a good day at work. I really hope so. That, you know, they're not gonna like really give me stress for not being here today. That they're not gonna like give me like you know, penalize me. I mean, you already kind of get penalized if you don't show up, you know. But I did call out, so that's, you know. But even so, it's like one of those things where, you know, I mean, certain jobs, you know, you have these things, like, you know, from day one you have certain things, and I don't know, it's just, I don't know, sometimes you plan for something and you get something else, and that's kind of how it is a lot, you know. So I don't know. You know, people have belly buttons. I never make any belly buttons, because the belly button's kind of hard to make, you know, when you think about it on masking tape. If you can make a belly button on masking tape, you are the man. Okay, let me tell you, because first to make a person and make a belly button, I mean, you know, that's pretty difficult, let me tell you. So let's see what we have here. Let me just add a little bit more, because, you know, you have a little bit of, some people have love handles, some people don't, but the love handles makes you have the super good curves. Videos, like, you know, like watching Bob Ross or something, and then what happens is, like, he's like, oh, he's better at it. Eventually he gets so good at it, just don't stop. Mine is like, you know, it's just a matter of fear, and just keep at it, you know, just keep at it. And also think too, people have like a little bit of a right, to like a muscle pack, right? Because I mean, your shoulders, like, you know, your shoulders not just that's your back. I mean, you have muscles that kind of range backwards. So here we go. What time is it? It's, oh my word. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to stop soon. I'm gonna go and take this to my other channel and go from there and work on that. But I'm just gonna give you the back muscles real quick. Here's some back muscles. Let's go smooth out those back muscles, and we have to hit it with the heat gun. Make sure everything is nice and smooth and ready for the next step, which is the hardest step. The hardest step is the next step, which is the painting step. The painting step is always the most difficult, because when you are faced with making art stuff, you have to you can't, I mean, you can mess up only so many times before you have to kind of restart, or, you know. But again, don't give up. Just keep trying, keep going. Right, so here goes this one. This is this, and this is this 38. Once again, please, those of you who join me, just please give me a like, a thumbs up. I'd love to talk to you in the chat if you'd like to say something. I'm now making a person. This is actually a person that's it's a paid commission that I'm working on. That for a person, they asked me if I could make something for them, and I said yes I can. So I'm in the process of just kind of completing their form, because I'm going to and add more tremendous amount of details to this. It's going to look just like them. and it's going to be, you know, a paid commission. So that's something. So yeah, I take the opportunity to make some paid things live. So this is me making it live. If you go back and rewind the whole video, you can actually see from me just starting from nothing, making it from nothing to making this. And it's kind of an amazing process. When you speed through it, you see how it's really cool. Just kind of have it up here, not looking at anything, just kind of like from memory making this person. And then so, you know, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, you know, it's a person that, you know, is a real person. So yes. Okay, so that one and that one. We give you a close up. So here's everything. This is the person. This is the feet. All right, I gotta make the feet a little bit better and longer, but for the most part, then the hands and the feet and the body and the hips and the legs, and you got the leg muscles right there. I gotta actually make the leg muscle a bit better. I'm just there real quick. Alright, I'm gonna let you guys go soon. I'm gonna start working on the full 9 yards of this, because this is the one part. The other part is more difficult, it's the paint part, and I can't really get into that because I haven't really figured out in my head how to do that yet. So that requires me just kind of to focus and not entertain, because otherwise I'll just have to just shut up and just work and talk to you guys. And some people like that, but for the most part, though, you know, you have to make sure that you're doing it right the first time. It's like measure once, measure twice, cut once, you know. So that way when it's like this, you have it perfect. 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 Alright, this, and then this. And legs. See that kind of leg muscles. Is that a gorgeous leg? Yes, it is. Gorgeous legs. Alright. And okay, so with that said, let me just put a little piece of tape on it so it doesn't come apart, and then I'm going to go ahead and end it like I said I'm going to. Because I said I was going to make the hands and the feet, and so now you have the hands and you have the feet, and you're going to have this really cool sculpture that'll feel the person for the rest of their life. Okay, so you have that. This looks scary face, right? Don't worry, I'm gonna fix that. Fix the face, you'll see. Alright folks, I want to thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the video now. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Thumbs up in the chat. I'm gonna have more coming up. Every Thursday I try to have a live stream like this, like I sculpt and chat. I'm not sure how it's going to be next week when I'm working from this time. Maybe I'll have it for half an hour when I'm on my lunch break or something. Trying to get sick again. Try to see if I can make things work out great. And definitely going to finish this one tonight. Okay. Let you guys see how that goes. You can put hands on the hips. Like that. Hands on the hips. My hands are on my hips. I just want to say thank you so much for watching. Let me read the chats which are there real quick before I go. Everybody write anything in the chat.